Today's broadcast is produced entirely by the students at Southeast High School in partnership with Kaiser University.
Hello and welcome to The Right Direction. Our program highlights what is happening in and around Southeast High School. I'm Robert.
And I'm Jazlynn. Everything you'll see on The Right Direction is produced entirely by the students of the Career Television Production Program of Southeast High School, also known as SETV.
With us today are two groups of Southeast High School students that emulate what it means to be a Southeast Seminole. First, we're joined by members of Southeast Technology Student Association who tell us how they prepare for competition season.
Then we'll be joined by members of our speech and debate team. They'll talk about how their competitive team helps prepare them for the future.
We'll have all of that and so much more coming right up.
And remember that when you set your compass to Southeast, you're headed in the right direction.
Okay, class, it's time to start a quiz.
A quiz?
Oh man. Hey, move your hand real quick. Let me see. Okay.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
One of Southeast's most decorated organizations isn't a sports team. It's a STEM-focused group of students who compete at the national level and bring home some pretty impressive trophies. Today I'm joined by three members of the Technology Student Association, also known as TSA, to give us an inside look at what takes place to give these Seminoles a fighting chance at competition. First, we have Tyler, who is a senior and is hoping to attend Georgia Tech and take part in the medical engineering program. Next up is another senior, Jake, who intends to attend the University of Florida and major in industrial and systems engineering. Last but not least is Fred, the youngest of the three, but already knows that he'd like to attend the University of Florida and major in computer engineering. Welcome to The Right Direction, everyone.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
So I think it'd be right to start off first by knowing what TSA does as an organization.
Oh, basically TSA is, as you stated earlier, Technology Students Association. We're able to create and design multiple different machines, like things to move cones per se, or others to actually race in certain events.
And so what do you do with these things that you create?
Basically what we do with them is we'll go against other schools in certain competitions and we'll try and see how our creations basically outfare against theirs and how we're able to, how our designs look compared to theirs. Mm-hmm. So for 3D animation, what we'll do there is we create a animation basically on a computer against multiple different schools like Lakewood. Last year we were against Lakewood, Braden River, things like that, and we were able to see how we could.
So what other type of competitions do you guys compete in?
Well, there's a whole lot of different competitions. Fred mostly mentioned some of the more hardware stuff, like the thing with the cones and the robots. But there's also software things like 3D animation, a few other similar animation-based events. There's also speech-based events that mostly focus on discussing new and interesting things in the world of technology. So there's a wide array for any whatever your interest is, and each year there's always new prompts. So sometimes an event that you might have had one year can be drastically different the next year.
All right. Well, I noticed that all of you share a common interest of engineering. Are there any competitions in TSA that kind of help you guys build that interest, or how does TSA impact that?
Absolutely. I've actually participated in architectural design for the past 3 years, and my time in architectural design has taught me not only how to use different architectural softwares, but it's got me a chance to meet many different architectural professionals in the area, talk to many architects, and from that experience I've kind of gained an interest in civil engineering, which I had never known about before, which I pretend kind of exploring in college if I can get a chance, because my participation in TSA kind of sparked that interest.
Another important aspect of TSA that helps with the real world is it forces you to work together with other people and to cooperate, and helps you learn those kind of skills as well as organizational skills and things like that that'll be effective in the working world.
Right, cooperation is always important. So, Tyler, how does cooperation take place in TSA at Southeast High School?
So cooperation is found at every level of TSA. So as a student-run organization, we have a team of chapter officers of 6 different students who help to, with the chapter advisors, they help to create a set of event lists for all the different competitions that TSA offers, and it gives people events that are suited to their skills and what they want to get out of TSA. So once teams are in these events, which are usually like 6 people, they're able to collaborate and work on timelines and thinking of different due dates and organizing the event in a way that it can get done in a timely manner.
Well, I know for skills we have a senior team. In TSA, are your groups by grade levels, or is it a mixture?
No, our groups are mainly a mixture. We're able to have the older people, like the seniors and juniors and seniors, able to help and teach the freshmen, sophomores on how to do, like how to put things together, how to set up a certain program to actually run the software that we want. So we're able to have a good mixture, and that's what helps us like stay as a family, basically, in TSA.
Right. Well, I know Jake and Tyler are both seniors. What are you guys trying to pass down to the freshmen?
Well, so my events I do the most work on are probably SciViz, or scientific visualization, that's the full name, and 3D animation. So my 2 goals for that are to teach the underclassmen how to use the software that we use, as well as sort of the thinking and like the mindset you have to figure out what to do with these prompts and how to best do the event.
Absolutely. Echoing what he said, my big event that I take on, like I mentioned earlier, is architectural design. And for that event, there's a lot of different work that goes into it. So I'm teaching a couple sophomores the software I use called Chief Architect that I taught myself a couple years ago. So now I can help them and teach them what I've learned, and so they can continue to explore and learn new things. And then we also have in TSA what we call binders, and these are essentially all the paperwork and all the different writing components of these events. So for architectural design specifically, there's a lot of different paperwork and building codes and things that you have to address. So I'm going to be trying to pass that knowledge on.
Right. And I'm sure these events and everything in TSA come with a lot of pressure. What are the most difficult but rewarding aspects of TSA?
Probably one of the most difficult aspects of TSA is probably just getting the getting everything you want done in time. And I just say that because you want to have a good amount done. Like you want to have your binder done and your certain project that you're doing. You want to have all that done by the time you're at districts or states, wherever you're at, so that when you're there, you're able to just tweak a few things if you need to and turn it in a timely manner so that you're able to get some good points, and the judges will usually notice that.
How did the point system work? Like how do you guys go on from districts to states?
A lot of the events at TSA are qualifying events. So at the state competition, which is our main competition, it's all the chapters in the state of Florida, and we come together, and usually the top 2 or 3 events by how many points they get according to the rubric will qualify to be able to go to the national competition, which this year is in DC, which should be a lot of fun. So
what's the furthest that Southeast has gotten since you guys have been here in these competitions?
Well, we've gotten to the national level a few times. I believe we've gotten a few like first, third, second, third place trophies up there. So we've had a good history of getting some high distinctions.
And when did these competitions start?
Well, I know the state competition begins in February, the later half, and the national competition's over the summer. I believe June, near the end of June. So they're about 4 or 5 days, I believe, and it's not just these these events aren't just competitions for each event, but it's also presentations and other things that'll help the students gain more experience in the real world.
Speaking of gaining more experience, I heard you guys went to a leadership conference. Do you guys want to explain what that was all about?
Absolutely. So the TSA Leadership Conference is a conference that's designed specifically for chapter officers, but really just TSA members in general, to sharpen their leadership skills, their presentation skills, their teamwork. And so what happens is when you get to the conference, you go on a team of about 10 to 15 other TSA students from around the state of Florida, but usually there's none of them that you already know from your chapter. So it's a really new experience learning how to work with these different people that come from different schools, and you learn a lot of useful skills that'll be useful later in the workplace.
Right. And so we've talked about competitions, and I'm sure when you guys go to these competitions, you guys gain some bad and good memories. You guys want to share some of your favorite memories?
One of my favorite memories last year was probably districts last year, when it was my first year actually in TSA, and I had to create a dragster, which is basically just a small car that they use a hydraulic, a little hydrogen canister, and they'll let it go, and it'll have to go down a track, and they'll see how fast it goes. And last year I was actually able to become in 8th place for that. So that was
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What about you, Tyler?
My favorite memory by far was this summer's national conference. In my event that I do, computer-aided design architecture, I got distinguished as a finalist, so I was able to go up on stage at the national competition in the huge convention center in Atlanta, and that was just something really cool.
That sounds awesome. Last but not least, do you have a favorite memory?
My favorite memory was probably from States last year. I had to do the interview for scientific visualization. Originally, I had planned to do it with some other members of my team, but due to some scheduling problems, I had to do it by myself. And while I was really nervous, it was a good learning experience. And because of that, we were able to get first at the state level for that kind of event.
That's awesome. And how do you guys think your involvement in TSA, in these competitions, in these events, will impact your future life?
I think it'll actually help a lot with learning how to actually work with others, and depending on their skill set and yours, seeing how you can mix to create the best possible outcome, and also help you on just yourself on how to present yourself to others and how you should actually be able to speak in front of others.
Anyone else?
Personally, I'm going through college applications right now as a senior, and I know that a lot of my college essays have actually been focused like around TSA and the experiences I've had in TSA, so I kind of realized how much of an impact TSA has had on how my character has developed being in high school.
Right, I'm sure you're glad you did TSA while you're writing those essays.
Absolutely.
Yeah, echoing what Tyler said about the college essays, TSA gives you a lot of different things you can talk about on those because it's such a wide and varied program. There's a lot of things that you learn, and you grow a lot as you go through it, especially because some people start from like middle school, but even if you don't, I started my sophomore year, but I still have a lot I can talk about, and it definitely changed me to become who I am now.
Right. Well, I guess my last question for you guys will be, for those of us who didn't get a chance to join this year and might want to join later, how can we do that?
So we always have a new member meeting at the beginning of each school year where we invite anyone who's interested in becoming a TSA member to come to either Mr. Platt's lab or Mrs. Clark's room, and pretty much we'll talk about the different events, how there's events really for anyone. You don't have to necessarily love technology. You can do debating events, you can do essays, you can do fashion design. So there's a wide range for everyone. So we definitely encourage you to come to our new members meeting, which is usually in the first couple of weeks of school, and we'll be able to take it from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining me today.
Yeah.
It's been my pleasure.
Time for a quick break, but don't worry, we'll be right back with more that you won't want to miss. Right after this, very important public service announcement.
This school is so trashy.
Oh my gosh, there's trash like everywhere.
This school's such garbage.
I know, right?
There's garbage everywhere.
Southeast High School offers a wide range of elective classes that you can choose from. Whether it's television production or advanced physics, there's something for you. One elective that is sometimes overlooked is our gym program. Here with a closer look at our gym class and facilities is Austin Jenkins.
There's always that one class on a high school campus that draws students from all over. You hear about it everywhere, and students always seem to enjoy it. We'll take a look at one of the busiest, most prominent classes on campus coming up. I'm here at Southeast High School where students enjoy physical activity. These students attend a class that benefit them both mentally and physically. This class is known as gym. Gym is one of the larger classes at Southeast High School, holding around 35 students per class. This class allows students to have a break from the stress of school while still benefiting from a workout. A few activities in gym consist of basketball, volleyball, soccer, and ping pong. Coach Carl is one of the gym coaches at Southeast High School. He has been a coach and trainer for over 25 years. He explains the importance of health and wellness of students.
Teach cardiovascular fitness, where it's the heart and the lungs that we have to worry about. Whenever we can get that, both the heart and the lungs working together efficiently, we can establish, hopefully they live a long time. Hopefully it teaches them discipline, where they have to have respect for the teachers, respect for their peers, and respect for themselves. And then also responsibility of being on time to class, dressing out, doing all the right things in class, and hope that will the building blocks of discipline to help you be successful later in life.
Gym is a class that teaches students the foundation of teamwork, physical health, and how to relax in a physical environment. The class also strives to teach students to push themselves to accomplish a goal. Anthony Rios is a current student in gym. He explains the importance of gym and various activities that take place in gym class.
Physically, it helps us get into shape and to better ourselves. Mentally, usually on Mondays, we have these little packets that help us with our writing and reading skills. I participate in volleyball and basketball. Really depends on the day and what we're doing. Keep myself in shape and better myself mentally.
Unlike many other classes, gym has a physical aspect to it. Students in the class have the opportunity to compete and learn other sports with one another in a friendly manner, while still learning the importance of physical health.
Well, in my honest opinion, gym helps me more of a physical, because we don't really do much of a mental work. Like, we be out in the track for 15 minutes or, walking around. That helps us physically. And then we come inside and play a little bit of basketball, volleyball, depending on what the subject is. I would recommend this class for a person that is either trying to get a little bit of workout in their, in their day, or simply just trying to have some fun playing basketball, volleyball, depending on the subject.
As you can see, gym is more than just a class at Southeast High School. Students are able to expand on their knowledge on the importance of health and wellness, while at the same time taking stress off of their daily life. This is one slam dunk of a class, and I can assure you it will serve you well in the long run. I'm Austin for Southeast High School and SETV.
Early in our program, you heard us discuss the Technology Student Association, also known as TSA, which is a STEM program. Southeast offers many science, technology, and math courses, but one of the most popular is engineering. Jesse Brown took our cameras out for a closer look at Southeast Engineering.
The amount of programs you can choose when attending Southeast High School can be overwhelming, but luckily there's one for everyone. If you like learning how to be independent and working with a variety of materials, then we know the perfect program for you. Here at Southeast, one of the many clubs kids choose from is engineering, which provides them with the knowledge of teamwork and programming in the mechanical field. Engineering is big here at Southeast and the rest of the world. Many kids say it is due to the way that they insist you jump in and give it your best. Richard Platt is the engineering teacher here at Southeast High School. He helps the students develop the skills they need in the engineering class and club.
Engineering is historically been defined as, solving problems that, inhibit us from our civilization from growing. But it's also coming up with new ideas and new things that can make our world a better place. So whatever it is we design, we make. You create stuff is one thing, but you have to design it correctly the first time or second time, whatever it takes. But design drives all of our manufacturing and creating of products. And so I'd say the most important thing is design to manufacturing. You design to your tools, the machines, and the...
Seminole Engineering is an after-school program here at Southeast. It is a follow-up to the engineering class, and it is here to let you know on how you can improve upon yourself in the engineering field. Zach is an IB student here at Southeast High School. Zach is also the president and founder of the Seminole Engineering Club, which takes place after school.
The organization called SIMP is an extension of the engineering program because what it does is it pushes students to go beyond what they normally do. So basically, SIMP is trying to push students beyond the normal limits of the manufacturing program. So typically in every class, you're going to have those overachievers, and what SIMP strives to do is to gather all of those students in one area and then essentially get them working together on collective projects to try and better themselves and the engineering program. It teaches you skills that normal kids don't get the chance to learn.
We have heard a lot so far about engineering and what it is, but one thing that is yet to be mentioned is how the people feel about the engineering class and club.
A popular topic for incoming students is always CNC machines. That's computer numerically controlled. That's when you're taking computers to run either CNC routers or plasma cutters or lathes. I'm currently working on a CNC robotic arm that I've been doing with a couple of my friends for a few months now, and that's a lot of fun. Another popular topic is TSA, that's the Technology Student Association. We always have a lot of incoming students that are interested in that, and you can take that all 4 years of high school, and that can really take you far with STEM competitions. The engineering program is always a popular class to take for incoming students. There's a lot to be learned from it, from welding to CNC work to building robots. There's a lot you can do with it, and it's always very popular.
As you can see, engineering is a well-received program here at Southeast. We've covered everything from the class to the club and to how the people feel about the program as a whole. All that's left for you to do now is to go and sign up. I'm Jesse with Southeast High School and SCTV.
There are many clubs at Southeast High School, but this one is arguably the best. The speech and debate team fosters friendly competition between schools, not only in the county, but nationwide, through events based on public speaking. Joining us today are 3 members of the speech and debate team. First, we have Jimena, the club's president. She's a junior and has been part of this club for all 3 years. She doesn't know what she wants to do as a career, but she believes speech and debate has helped her develop her public speaking skills to aid her future. Next, we have Marco, the club's secretary. He is a senior and a 4-year member of speech and debate. After high school, he plans on majoring in political science and international relations. His goal is to run a nonprofit, and this club has taught him to be outspoken and communicate effectively. And finally, we have Simone, a sophomore and 2-year member. Although she hasn't figured out where she wants to go to college, she wants to use the skills she has gained to pursue a career in economic policy or international relations. Hello and welcome to The Right Direction.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so to start off, I think it'd be a good question to ask what the club is and what kind of motivated you guys to join.
Well, debate is kind of this mecca of extracurricular activities, and it kind of allows students to learn more about the world around them and also how they can use that information in everyday life. So I wanted to join because I wanted to become a more well-rounded individual and learn how to speak up for myself and communicate my ideas to my peers.
Well, I joined speech and debate because congressional debate was something that I was always interested in, and I knew that by joining speech and debate, I can compete in congressional debate, so that's why I joined.
Well, for me, I knew that going into high school, I wanted to step out of my comfort zone, and fortunately, I knew some upperclassmen who were talking about it, and I went to the informational meeting, and I was really interested in it.
So, Jimena, you were kind of saying about the congressional debate. What other types of competitions are there that you compete in?
So we have individual events and congressional debate, as mentioned before. I personally participate in extemporaneous speaking and congressional debate. In extemporaneous speaking, I choose a topic and I have 30 minutes to prep a 7-minute speech with no resources at all, except for the ones I previously downloaded. And the topics go anywhere from political to global.
Okay. Marco, do you have a favorite competition that you do?
So I kind of dabbled in all the different debate events. So I competed in Lincoln Douglas, which is kind of a philosophical-oriented debate that's one-on-one, and also Public Forum, which is a team-oriented debate on world issues. But I mostly do congressional debate, sometimes with Jimena, and we kind of talk about politics in the U.S. and even abroad, and how our involvement in these issues changes the world.
Okay. Now, Simone, I've heard that you've done multiple events and kind of dabbled as well as Marco. What would you like to tell us about your experiences?
Well, my favorite competitive event is Public Forum, like Marco previously mentioned. Yes, like I did do speaking events like declamation, which is where you memorize a speech that was previously given. I've also done original oratory, which is where you write your own speech and you memorize it. But definitely that's my favorite for PF. Yeah.
Okay, so since you guys are like able to kind of choose all of the different events that you do, what do you think other than that kind of makes this club like unique?
I think it provides students with an opportunity to compete at a level that like they've never seen before. You have the opportunity to travel to like the world's top universities to compete at tournaments at places like Harvard or Princeton or Yale. And you also get to meet a lot of like-minded individuals in our local area who love to talk about politics and are aspiring to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to add anything?
It's definitely a self-driven club, which makes you kind of like, step out of your comfort zone, and it really shapes you as an individual.
Yeah, like what Marco said, you just meet so many interesting people who share the same passion as you, and it's just what makes it really great.
Yeah, so like with these interesting people, obviously you guys are all interesting. What do you think kind of has like the team dynamic of the club? Like how many people do you think are in like the club itself?
So in our club, I think we have about 30 members. We have a couple of seniors who are graduating this year. We have a lot of incoming new freshmen. We're just like a huge family.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell like at the end of a long meet, we all just want to be sitting around talking and playing card games because you really grow to love these people after spending so much time with them.
So card games, you say? When do you guys kind of, is that a team bonding?
It is. So there's kind of this long period after competition ends and before results come out, and we kind of pile up around a table and we'll play like Uno. Even if we don't have Uno cards, we kind of try to figure something out. So it's definitely team bonding.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So what are you guys' favorite memories of speech and debate, either during competition or after competition bonding?
Well, kind of going off of what Marco said about the card games, I remember last year for congressional debate districts, it was a long waiting time for between, results to come out, and so we all just gathered around a big table and we just talked about what our, chambers were like, and we just played a bunch of I think it was Crazy Eights or something. It was really fun.
Jimena, do you have a favorite memory?
Yeah, same as Simone last year in our district competition for Congress. I think it was such an amazing moment when all of us got together to play like cards for a couple of hours, and we really got to see how we all bonded together and how we became family.
That's awesome. So I think one question would kind of be like, what can speech and debate prepare you for the future?
I think the best answer to that is honestly anything. You have to be able to speak publicly in any career you go into, and it's going to better your ability to communicate with anybody you meet, and that leaves an impression on people.
Yeah, would you guys like to add anything else on that? Any kind of college preparedness?
Not really, just the public speaking. It really just helps you. It helps you step out of your comfort zone and confront your fears if you're really scared of public speaking.
Okay.
We definitely debate a lot of, hot political topics are, going on around. So I definitely learned what I want to pursue in a career and, what interests me the most. So.
Yeah, that's always very beneficial. Okay, so I know the viewers at home are probably wondering, how can you kind of join speech and debate, for previous years or following years?
It's super easy. If you're at Southeast, you come to room 827, which is Ms. Straight's room, or you can talk to really any debate student because I am 100% sure that they will want to talk to you and get you involved in our club. And it's pretty simple. You just join our team and slowly we'll kind of help you find an event that you want to compete in. And hopefully your love of debate will start from there.
Awesome. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this very important public service announcement.
Every year at Southeast High School, there's a student who parks in the wrong spot. This year, it was me.
That's all the time we have for today. We want to thank you for watching.
And we want to thank the members of TSA and speech and debate teams for joining us.
We hope that you have enjoyed the program as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you.
And we hope that you'll join us next month when we'll be showing what's happening in and around Southeast High School.
If you'd like to find out how to choice coming to Southeast and becoming a part of the SETV program,
or if you would like to become a business partner of SETV, simply visit our website at setv.news and drop our director an email.
Our website also has links to our latest broadcasts on YouTube and updates about our program. I'm Robert.
And I'm Jazlynn.
And remember that when you set your compass to Southeast, you're headed in
the right direction.